The morning sun bathed the groves of Jetavana in golden light as the Buddha sat among his disciples. Birds chirped softly, their melodies blending with the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze. A woman approached, her woven shawl draped carefully over her shoulders, her face marked by years of hard work. She bowed deeply, her hands trembling with both reverence and doubt. The Buddha opened his eyes and smiled, his gaze filled with compassion that seemed to soothe her worries instantly. "Blessed One," she began, her voice quivering, "I am but a simple weaver, working to sustain my family and myself. Yet, each day, I feel a growing conflict within me. My work sustains life, yet it also feeds desires and attachment. Is my path in harmony with your teachings?" The Buddha listened intently, his posture serene, his hands resting gently on his lap. "Daughter, the path of right livelihood is not determined by the nature of work alone," he said softly. "It is shaped by the intention and awareness with which one performs their duties." His voice was calm, each word carrying the weight of timeless wisdom. The disciples leaned closer, their curiosity piqued. As the Buddha turned to address all who were gathered, "Consider the act of weaving," he continued, gesturing gracefully with his hand. "Threads, when woven with care and purpose, create a fabric that brings warmth and comfort to many. But if the threads carry greed or deception, the fabric will not endure, and its purpose is lost." They teach us to adapt. Like the tree bends gracefully to the wind, a disciple named Ananda spoke hesitantly, his voice tinged with confusion. There was once a master weaver in a far-off village, known not for the richness of her cloth but for the sincerity of her heart. Her work was humble, yet it served the needs of her neighbors and the monks who walked the path of truth. As the disciples listened, a gentle breeze moved through the clearing, swaying the branches above. The natural harmony of the moment seemed to echo Buddha's words. Though tempted, she remembered her commitment to the path of right livelihood and gently declined. Her choice was not easy, but it was guided by the awareness of her higher purpose. The woman lowered her head, pondering the parable, her hands clutching the edges of her shawl. The Buddha continued, his tone steady, his message clear. "Right livelihood, my child, is a path of mindfulness, free from greed, harm, and falsehood. It is the courage to choose service over selfishness, to weave with the intention of uplifting others." He then recited a verse, his voice resonating with the rhythm of truth. "To work with hands is sacred, to serve with heart divine. Intent shapes every action, let compassion weave the line. Acceptance opens the door to liberation and wisdom." The distant sound of birds returning after the storm filled the space briefly, underscoring the sense of renewal unfolding within the group. "Your words are a light that dissolves the darkness within me. I will weave not just cloth but love, care, and mindfulness into all I create." The Buddha raised his hand in blessing, his gaze filled with infinite kindness. "Go, my daughter, and may your work be a testament to the Dharma. May it inspire others to live with purpose and integrity." The disciples exchanged glances, their hearts touched by the profound simplicity of the teaching they had witnessed. The woman departed, her steps lighter, her soul awakened to the harmony between her life and the path of truth. The Buddha closed his eyes once more, his presence as still and unwavering as the mountain peaks. The grove fell silent, save for the whispering wind that carried his timeless message to all corners of the world. Another day, another breeze swept through the shaded courtyards of Sravasti, as merchants mingled in the bustling marketplace. The Buddha walked silently, his steps light, his presence calming the chaos of the crowd. Disciples followed closely, their curiosity ignited by the sounds and sights of trade in motion. Among the crowd, a merchant caught sight of the Buddha and hurried to greet him. He bowed deeply, his face shadowed by years of success tempered with hidden turmoil. "Blessed One," the merchant began, his voice tinged with weariness. "I have grown wealthy through trade. Yet my heart remains hollow. Is it possible to pursue prosperity without corrupting one's soul?" The Buddha's gaze softened as he gestured for the merchant to sit near him beneath the shade of a banyan tree. "My child," he said calmly, "wealth itself is not an obstacle, but attachment and deceit bind one to suffering. Right livelihood is free from exploitation and harm, guided instead by fairness and generosity." The disciples leaned forward, eager to absorb the wisdom unfolding before them. The marketplace noise faded into the background as the Buddha began a parable. In a distant village lived a trader whose goods were known far and wide, not for their quality but for his honesty. He weighed each transaction with integrity, ensuring fair prices and equal treatment for all. The merchant listened intently, his hands clasped together as the Buddha continued. One day, a rival approached, seeking to manipulate the trader for his own gain. The rival offered riches if the trader would betray his principles. Though tempted, the trader chose the path of righteousness, valuing the welfare of his customers over fleeting wealth. "Is fear an illusion?" Buddha turned to him, smiling slightly. "Fear is rooted in perception. It fades when we align ourselves with impermanence and truth." The sound of birdsong returned, filling the moment with a sense of continuity and renewal. Yet, like water, compassion extinguishes the fires of desire. The path of right livelihood is a mindful balance between serving one's needs and uplifting others. Harmony exists in nature. Even amidst storms, the disciples began to feel more connected to themselves, each other, and the world. Through the lens of Buddha's wisdom, truth serves not just the pocket, but the heart sublime. The merchant raised his head, his eyes filled with newfound clarity and determination. "Your teachings, Blessed One, have awakened a purpose within me. I vow to transform my business to reflect the Dharma." The Buddha raised his hand in blessing, his voice carrying the wisdom of countless lifetimes. "Go, my child, and may your trade inspire fairness and kindness, nourishing the lives of all it touches." The merchant rose, his steps purposeful, his spirit lightened by the weight of truth. The disciples exchanged glances, their hearts moved by the transformation unfolding before them. The Buddha stood silently, his gaze surveying the marketplace, his teachings rippling through the lives they touched. The banyan tree stood tall, its roots intertwined with the earth, a symbol of connection and harmony. Another day, another journey brought Buddha and his disciples to a village stricken by devastation after a terrible fire. The smell of charred wood lingered in the air as villagers gathered, faces etched with despair and hopelessness. The soft sounds of nature accompanied the group as they reached a humble settlement surrounded by dense forests. Villagers gathered around the Buddha, their faces filled with awe and respect, eager to hear his timeless wisdom. Among the crowd stood a hunter, his posture tense, his eyes reflecting both remorse and uncertainty. Slowly, he approached the Buddha, his bow slung across his shoulder, and bowed deeply before speaking. "Blessed One," he began, his voice trembling, "I have spent my life hunting to sustain my family. Yet my heart aches for the suffering I cause." The Buddha gazed at him with profound compassion, his silence offering solace before his words began. "My child," the Buddha said softly, "to live in harmony with the Dharma, one must act with awareness and kindness toward all beings." He gestured for the hunter to sit near him, beneath the shade of a great tree, its roots deep in the earth. "Nothing is ours to hold forever." A villager named Malika spoke hesitantly, her voice trembling with grief. "Once, in a distant land, there lived a man skilled in the art of hunting. Known for his precision and strength, the hunter listened closely, his hands resting on his knees. as the Buddha painted a vivid picture of the man's life. His livelihood sustained his family, yet his actions disrupted the delicate balance of the forest and pained his heart deeply. One day, he encountered a wounded deer that locked eyes with him, its pain mirroring his own inner turmoil. The disciples exchanged glances, captivated by the unfolding tale. As the Buddha continued, instead of taking the deer's life, he chose to care for the creature, nursing it back to health. This ash symbolizes what remains when impermanence takes its course. Acceptance transforms sorrow into a foundation for renewal. To walk the path of right livelihood, the Buddha explained, is to seek ways of living that avoid harm to any being. It is to understand the interconnectedness of life and act with compassion. Replacing harm with care, embracing change dissolves the anguish of resistance. The villagers listened intently, their expressions shifting from despair to contemplation, seeking solace in the wisdom unfolding before them. Buddha said, just as the fire leaves the earth fertile for new life, loss opens pathways for growth and transformation. Another villager named Jaya spoke with a voice tinged by sorrow yet curiosity. Begin with small steps, he recited a verse. His voice melodious and clear. Lift not the bow, but the plow. Grow not fear, but abundance. Right livelihood nurtures life. Harmless paths yield true endurance. The forest seemed to echo the Buddha's verse as the hunter lowered his head, his tears flowing freely, his spirit awakening. Blessed One, he said softly, your words inspire me. I vow to abandon this path and seek ways to nurture instead of harm. The Buddha raised his hand in blessing, his gaze filled with kindness that enveloped all who listened. Go, my child, and may your new path be a beacon of compassion to your family and your community. He gestured to a budding flower amidst the rubble, its resilience a testament to life's enduring nature. This flower thrives not despite the fire but because of the nutrients the fire left behind. The disciples exchanged glances, their hearts uplifted, inspired by the profound simplicity of the moment they had witnessed. The Buddha stood, his posture steady, his gaze extending into the horizon. The forest, alive with whispers of wind and rustling leaves, seemed to bow in harmony with the timeless teachings of the Buddha. The sun set slowly, casting golden hues over the village, where the ripple of compassion began to spread. The sound of gentle wind moving through the village underscored the profound sense of renewal. Spreading among them, Buddha said, impermanence teaches us the art of letting go while embracing the opportunities inherent in every moment of change. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.